lekker. Welcome back on Zanzi. It is feeling so lekker right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we open you up to Health Tuesday with some incredible conversation and tips that you definitely need. And I think it's time that we test our knowledge and separate fact from fiction when it comes to gut health. We've had great conversations on this, so let's see if you've been paying attention. We've got 10 statements and we need to decide if they are fact or fiction. But it gets even better, right?
Tell me more. Okay, I will tell you more. Our good doc is still in studio here to dispel the myths from the truth. I think we should get started because I want to know what the truth is, and I hope I know more than I'm letting off, doc. Okay, here's number one. The gut microbiome is home to trillions of microorganisms that play a crucial role in overall health. I think that's true.
So let's decide before the doc corrects us, and let's see how well we know this first.
I think it's true.
I also think so. If it's not thousands, then maybe it's millions.
What is it saying? Trillions.
Trillions. Oh, trillions of micro. I think so, man. I think it's a big number like that. We're going to go with true?
I'm going with trillions.
Absolutely true.
Doc, are we right?
Yes. We actually know there's something between 30 to 100 trillion different organisms in the human gut.
I wouldn't lie, that's a bit scary.
Massive number, yeah?
This is clearly showing you the insight into how complex the system is and how related it is to our body.
Absolutely. Not only it's complex, we're absolutely dependent on these organisms. Without that, we will not survive as a species or as an individual.
So when we're eating, we're actually feeding the organisms.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, head over to expressoshow.com for that recipe that we just made, because you got to get some.
Yes, please. Okay, you ready for number two?
Yes, number two. Okay, so gut health is only about digestion. Fact or fiction?
I don't understand the question.
So the question is, gut health is only about digestion. So is it only about digestion, or is it about more than digestion?
It's about digestion.
I think it's more, because it's digestion, yes, but it's also that vagus nerve, the gut-brain axis that we spoke about. So I think it's got to do with more than just digestion.
You're right.
Okay, good job.
So basically, it's a lot more than digestion. Remember, our gut is vitally important for our immune systems, hormonal systems. And there's this issue we discussed previously, the gut-brain barrier.
The mental health.
So even our mental health, the brain integrity and functioning is heavily dependent on the gut functioning properly.
Oh, I love that.
So it's not just digestion.
Sorry, I'm a scenic learner. You know, I take the scenic route. Okay, here's number three. The diet plays a significant role in shaping the gut microbiome and overall gut health. I mean, that's true.
Yeah, it seems like after today, a lot of what we put in seems like fuel, medicine, foods have rich probiotics, fiber. Doc, this is really important.
So that's absolutely true. You know, the old saying, we are what we eat, has never been more true.
Right.
So, and I think the show this morning has really revealed, much greater insight about what it is we eat and how that impacts us, not just from a dietary perspective, but from an overall well-being.
That's so crazy. I have been taking down notes today.
Okay, number four, let's try this one. Probiotics, and not probiotics, can help support gut health, but different strains have different benefits. Fact or fiction? Well, considering that there are so many different types of probiotics, I would think that they all have different functions. Otherwise, we just label a God probiotic and be like, this is the one.
I didn't know you get different varieties.
Oh, yes.
Is that right?
Absolutely true. So remember, with this, one size does not fit all.
Okay.
We have these trillions of different organisms, and what a probiotic does is that just replaces the balance that these have within our gut system. So depending on what condition we have, we need to take a specific strain of probiotic to actually re-energize or resupplement that sector of our microbiome that's deficient. So there's a whole range of them, and one size does not fit all. So.
Can I just ask you, Doc, if you take a probiotic, is it necessary to take a prebiotic? And is there a postbiotic?
So these are just terms, we've come up with.
Okay.
The crux of it is to have a balanced diet that includes your fresh water, fruit and veggies, fermented foods, all of this stuff. So the only time you really need to take these things is when you are actually deficient in them. For instance, you've had a course of antibiotics, which has knocked off about 30% of your normal gut bacteria. So you need to replenish this. Your prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics are all usually covered in all of this.
Wow.
So balance is what it's all about.
Seemed overwhelming at first. It's starting to make sense, right?
It's starting to, I'm digesting it. All right. Here's another one. You can fix your gut health with a single supplement.
Wow, I don't think it's that easy.
I think it's I wish it was.
I wish it was as well. I'm going to go with fiction on that one.
Yeah, no, again, not true. So if one size fitted all, we'd be in a much better place.
Right.
So balance and, eating balanced meals, etc., is really the way to go.
Your diet is your medicine, Zanzi.
Absolutely.
Get in on it. All right. Number 6, stress can disrupt the gut microbiome and lead to digestive issues. Fact or fiction?
I'm going with true on this one.
And especially after we're hearing it so prevalent in so
Right.
many conversations,
Yeah.
stress is doing so much to our bodies that we're not even aware of, Doc.
Absolutely. You know, in my humble opinion, stress is probably one of the biggest factors that's within our control that affects our overall health and well-being,
Sure.
including the aging process. So we know stress is going to pump up or decrease cortisol levels. We know the effects this has on the body, not just gut health, but remember, all the other systems.
Health
We
in
spoke
general,
about
yeah.
heartburn in the morning, how it pumps up stomach acid. Just a
Yes.
little thing like that, apart from the multitude of other effects cortisol and stress has on the body.
Oh
so,
my goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
Vitally
there's so much
important
to
component.
consider, but we take it a day at a time. Here's another one. All gut issues are caused by poor diet. I don't think all of them.
Maybe not all, yeah. I think there's more than just diet that can affect our,
we
our
mentioned
issues.
stress now,
Yes, I would
too.
think that there's more than just that.
Yeah, so that's actually fiction, meaning that it's not just diet that's going to affect our gut integrity, lifestyle. You know, stress, we just spoke about, consuming heavy amounts of alcohol and cigarettes and not eating properly,
Not
inappropriate
moving.
clothing. So all of this is going to impact gut health, which affects overall health. So it's not just the diet.
And you know what's crazy is that people are living lifestyles and have no idea how much they're putting themselves on the back foot by doing all these negatives. So I hope you're listening.
This is absolutely the sad part of it all. You know,
Yeah.
it's knowledge that's out there, but not too many of us, practice this common knowledge.
Do you know what? To be fair, once you do acknowledge it, you almost have to hold yourself accountable to doing it, right?
Absolutely,
And I
yeah.
think people don't really like to do
Yes.
that. So, all right, here's another one. Gut health impacts skin health with links to conditions like acne as well as eczema. I want to say true.
Yeah, I also think it might be true. I mean, it definitely has an effect. I mean,
especially if your
personally
skin
think
is an organ.
I experience it sometimes when I have a massive binge on the weekend. My skin goes crazy. I'm sure that's got something to do with it.
So that's absolutely true. Now, a few years ago, there was a bit of controversy about, what you eat, does it affect acne, especially acne. We now know, evidence has shown that what you eat, when you eat, how you eat, etc., directly impacts your skin health. Not your skin being the biggest organ in your body.
Right.
So yes, it is true.
Whoa, scary truths coming through. All right, let's carry on. This is amazing. Now, this is an interesting one. You can detox your gut with extreme diets or cleansers.
Oh,
Fact
this
or
is
fiction?
tricky because I've been seeing like these juice cleansers online and people are so adamant that they work.
So for me, detoxing is a good thing, but in order to detox here, it would mean you need to like strip yourself of all these cultures and biotics. So I wouldn't think that that's a good thing. I don't know. This is a tricky one.
So this is a very important one, and I think we've got to stress this. This is absolutely not true, right?
Fiction,
To the
okay.
point where many of these fad diets, extreme diets, etc., can not only be harmful for you, they can permanently harm you, if not actually kill you. There's numerous cases of where these extreme diets and practices of enemas, etc., have really compromised people, if not killed them. So please, 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 if ever you're going to succumb to any of this sort of stuff, consult with your medical practitioner, make sure you know what it is that you're doing, and do not just become a prey of social media trends and pay a big price for it at the end of it all. So please be careful about this.
Wow, this
Oh
is
my
incredible advice. I feel like I'm just
goodness,
so enriched with knowledge today.
Absolutely.
Chris, I know you got to go off and absorb some of that before
Let
the
me
next.
go digest.
Maybe you can do that while I just hang out with the doc for just a little bit longer, because Doc, I'm blown away honestly by the impact of our lifestyle and how much we are not aware of that. So maybe this last one can feed into some overall advice that we can give to people before we leave. So this last one is about everyone's gut microbiome, which is unique. It requires a personalized approach to gut health. Is this a fact or fiction?
Oh, very much a fact.
Yeah.
The gut microbiome in the last few years has been extensively studied. Not only do we know the composition, we now know that the composition of the gut microbiome in every single person is different, to the point where we now equate it almost to the equivalent of a fingerprint.
Wow.
So you could possibly identify somebody through the composition of their gut microbiome. This is how unique and important it's become. So us as individuals, we form this integral, vital coexistence with the bugs living in us. We can't do without them, and they actually protect us, if not keep us healthy and in the integral form that we have.
What an incredible system that we are, right? Wow.
It's actually an extension of how we should see ourselves, not just as this external entity. We've got to realize that we harbor and we almost provide a living environment for something inside of us that we are dependent on.
Yes, well, Dr. Minaj, what you have done has just made me feel more grateful for this vessel we're blessed with the fact that it can function, that it wants to thrive. We've just got to give a little bit of a different input into it. So appreciate you so much for coming
Always lovely being here.
educating me and Zanzi, because we have leveled up right now, and I think we're going to carry on doing exactly that. So it's an amazing opportunity to do this conversation, but let's carry it on back in the kitchen.